Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Ethan or Dr.Zyme here, and before we get into the goodness of how to level up your weapons the best, make sure to subscribe, and like down below, all that good stuff. Also, comment and tell me what your favorite weapon is. I'm really interested to hear. But let's get right to it. So for those of you who flanked out of 5th grade math, much like I did myself, you guys are really going to hate this part about having to calculate all this out. But it's actually not that hard. It's actually quite easy. So, in my opinion, the best way, not even in my opinion, just the best way mathematically to do this, to level up your new Cold War weapons in Warzone, is not to do it through Cold War itself, not to grind it out in game. It is to do it through Warzone and do plunder. And if you have friends, it helps out so much more than you could ever imagine. I do it myself personally solo because my friends don't like to grind it, but you can do it with friends and it helps out a ton, especially if you have buddies who want to grind it out with you. So basically the way the EXP works in Cold War and in Warzone is that in Cold War, each kill you get with the weapon, it's 50 XP. Same with Modern Warfare, although I think it might be 40 XP. And then with Warzone, with each contract that you complete within Plunder, the Plunder game mode, you get 500 weapon XP. So for each contract that you do, you're getting 10 kills. I can get solo, I can finish 6 to 10 supply runs if I have a helicopter with me in a game. Usually with these plunder matches taking up the same amount of time as a semi-long TDM game or a hardpoint game or a domination game, if I get 10 things done, especially if I have my buddies doing it or the randoms on my team are also doing them, then that's equal to 100 kills in a single game. Now, not all of us are able to do that. I've personally dropped some 70 and 80 bombs, but never 100. And it's, it's still rare things to drop those high kill games. And some people, especially I was whenever I started, aren't that good at it. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, the easy part debating between Cold War and Warzone, which one is better to grind your weapon XP in, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's go through the different contracts that you can do and which one's going to be the best for you. First one up is bounties. Bounties, unless you guys are super try-harding and you're really good players, aren't worth it in my opinion. Like I said, grind it solo. Whenever I'm grinding these things out, I like to kick back in my chair, maybe throw a little YouTube or Netflix up on my second monitor. So what I like to do is I just like to dodge those entirely. That leaves you with recons, supply runs, and scavengers. Now, in my personal experience, I think supply runs are the easiest thing to do. As you guys can see, I do them mainly in this footage, and then recons, and then scavengers. Now, what you need is you're going to need a helicopter for mainly any of these three. I mean, a car would work for scavengers, but then once you deplete an area of all of its quests, then you have to drive somewhere else, and that takes a long time. What I like to do is land on a helicopter and grab it, and then go over and grab a supply run. Then all I have to do is head from the spot where I grabbed it to the buy station and just land on it. I can get out, run by it, and that's all I have to do. With this method, if I can find enough supply runs to do it, I can easily, if I have a team of 3, crank out 12 a game. 12 a game supply runs. That's 120 kills. With this method, you're easily leveling up, once a match. But the next best on the list is recon. Recon helps, and I would only really suggest grinding these if you have 3 players. This is because it takes forever for a recon to finish if you don't have 3 players and you're doing it solo. In my mind, whenever I have 3 people on it, it literally feels like the recon is going triple the speed. It's insane. So I would only really use recons as a last resort, and that leaves you scavengers. Like I said, you could have a car and do these. That way, if you get shot out of your helicopter and you lose your helicopter, it blows up, whatever. You're able to do these easily, and you're especially able to do these easily as a solo. So, if you're grinding this out solo, my ranking list is supply run, scavenger, recon, and then bounties. But stay away from bounties. Then, if you're with the squad, if you're a really good squad, go ahead and grind out the bounties. Do it. You're going to have more fun doing it that way. But if you're with a squad grinding out and you're not that good at shooters, supply runs, recons, scavengers, and then bounties at the very end. Well, guys, I think that's all I've got for you today. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Make sure to comment down below, like I said, what your favorite weapon was. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It helps out a lot more than you guys could ever imagine. It has been your boy, Dr. Zyme. I'll catch you.